comes away from three today, starting with Caitlin Clark, retreat dribble over.
Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham react after fans boo Stephanie White. Hello guys, welcome back. So this is where things get really interesting, because after Stephanie White got booed by Fever fans, we finally got to hear from Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. And honestly, this is where I think people need to take a step back and actually listen to what these players are saying. Because look, I've criticized Stephanie White. A lot of people have. Her decisions, her public comments, her rotations, all of that is completely fair game. But when fans start booing their own coach inside the arena, that's a different level. And now, Caitlin Clark is actually being put in the position of having to answer questions about it. That's crazy. Caitlin Clark has always been someone who generally stays away from unnecessary drama. She doesn't want to throw teammates or coaches under the bus, and she certainly isn't going to create a bigger problem inside the locker room. So when she was asked about the fans booing Stephanie White, people were obviously waiting to see exactly how she would respond. And then there's Sophie Cunningham, who has also been very vocal and emotional throughout her time with the Fever. Sophie understands the relationship between the players and the fans, and she knows exactly how important home court support can be. But here's the thing. Whatever criticism you have for Stephanie White, the players still have to play for her. You don't want your own arena becoming hostile every single night. You don't want Caitlin Clark walking into a home game and having to answer questions about whether her coach has lost the fans. You don't want Sophie Cunningham or Kelsey Mitchell or Aaliyah Boston caught in the middle of some ridiculous fan versus coach war. And this is exactly why Caitlin's comments matter. Because if Caitlin Clark is telling fans to support the team, that's something people should probably listen to. She's the face of this franchise. She's the player everybody is watching. And clearly, she doesn't want this situation becoming another distraction. At the same time, that doesn't mean every criticism of Stephanie White suddenly disappears. Absolutely not. You can believe Stephanie White is the wrong coach. You can question her rotations. You can question her decisions. You can criticize what she says publicly. You can even believe the Fever should eventually move on from her. But booing her every time she walks into the building isn't going to magically fix the Indiana Fever. And Sophie Cunningham's response adds another layer to this, because it shows that the players themselves understand what's happening. These are not people sitting outside the organization guessing what's going on. They're inside the locker room. So maybe that's the biggest takeaway here. Fans have every right to be pissed. They have every right to criticize Stephanie White. But when Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham speak after the boos, maybe it's time to listen to the players instead of assuming we know everything happening behind closed doors. Because at the end of the day, this is still the Indiana Fever, and the damn season is still being played on the court.
Before I do a question about the game, I presume both of you have seen what your head coach said before the game now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you think about the things she had to say, and why do you think she decided now was the time to do that?
I think there's just been a lot of outside noise. But our locker room is good, and that's what it is to be an Indiana Fever. On staff, as a player, that when you come here, that's going to be one of the things that's going to try to distract you. But our locker room in there, it's tight, and we have each other's backs. Coach loves us. She didn't see the clip. At the end of the day, she didn't see the clip, and you know what, Dejanay, she is a hell of a player. She's a great defender, and so she coached her for I don't know how many years up in Connecticut. So give her flowers, and she didn't see it, and that's okay. Me and Steph are great. Steph is great with all of us, and so it's really the outside noise that's trying to distract us, but we're good.
Just because you brought up the player from last game, did you feel like there was more outside noise after that game?
You know what, I really don't care. I really don't care anymore. I'm trying to keep the main thing the main thing. I think we played an excellent game today against the Fever, against the Liberty. We played ourselves. Yeah, we won. We shared the ball. I think our defense was really good. I think the third quarter we kind of were a little slumpy, but we got it back, and that's what's important. And we're trying to focus on the big picture here, and I think we really needed this win, and that is our focus. Is every day trying to get better, and tonight we took care of business.
Yeah, Caitlin, just to follow up on you. So he just spoke to Tony's question, but what was your kind of reaction to hearing what Steph said, and just her message overall about kind of the divisiveness and like the league kind of thing?
Yeah, I talked to Steph earlier in the day too, and I think we forget a lot of times, like, we're human and she has feelings, and there's moments that are really hard, and sometimes that's just the job you sign up for, but at the same time, like, it's okay to feel those emotions. And I just told her, like, I've been through the same thing. Like, there's been days where I've been really upset, and you can have the thickest skin in the world, but sometimes it does get to you. And I think our world is just like, we love to hate, we love to divide. Like, that's all we want to do. Like, nobody wants to see each other succeed, and I think that's a really painful thing for myself to watch. I feel like we need to do a better job at uplifting each other, and I can assure you there was no way we were losing this game tonight. And I told her that before the game. Like, there was no way we were losing this game for her, and it's tough. Like, that's my head coach. Like, I hated that our fans booed her before the game. That made me a little sick, to be honest. And you can disagree and this and that, and I get it. It's professional sports, people are gonna boo, but like, at the end of the day, that's our head coach, and we're gonna ride for her, and we're always gonna have our back, and it's never going to tear our locker room apart. So I just love her, and I feel for her because I know it can be a lot of times, and she does a great job a lot of times blocking it out, but there's other moments where it can get under your skin, and that's just being human, and that's just life. Like, there are tough days and there are tough moments, but just proud of our group. Like, I think we showed like what we're all about tonight. Like, we came out, we had fun, we shared the ball, and we played with joy and a smile on our face, and to be honest, we really just did it for her, and we did it for each other and the girls in our locker room.
I'll do a basketball question for you guys.
That's new.
Caitlin, I know we've talked about Kelsey kind of during the stretch she's in, but she had a career year last year. She comes back even better this year. I guess, how impressive and important has she been for you guys, especially during this kind of stretch you're in?
Yeah, I mean, she just doesn't miss. It's pretty incredible. Like, she's the best scorer in the league, hands down. It's not even close. Like, she just makes the game of basketball really pretty and really pure, and it's fun to like be in the backcourt with her. Like, swear I just swing the rock and it's like an automatic assist, and like, it's fun just like getting to watch her do her thing, and it's fun to see like the joy and the passion that she has for the game. Like, she truly loves the game. She loves her teammates. She loves getting to compete and work every single day. Like, she truly like just puts her head down and like goes. Like, there's no extracurricular with her. Like, it's basketball, and she's gonna have her teammates back, and it's just been fun to obviously watch her evolution from when I first got here, and obviously a lot of these moments, like, they're for her. Like, they're special. Like, she's been through the worst of times with this organization, so I'm just really happy she's playing her best basketball right now, and she just continues to top last night, and just keeps it moving forward, which really just happy for her.
Yeah, Sophie, you mentioned being a little bit slumpy in the third quarter, but Liberty only got within 9, and you guys have had games where you built up big leads and then kind of lost them entirely. So what does it mean to be able to stop that Liberty run at 9-point deficit and be able to build it back up again?
Yeah, I think they went on, and I could be totally wrong on this, a 14-2 run, and when we build that really good lead in the first half, we gotta put the pedal on the metal. We gotta make a statement coming out of that third quarter, and so I think that's just an area of growth. We all know it, and we got to try to lock in and try to find a way to be successful of trying to punch first in the third quarter. But overall, I think we had a really solid game, and like what C said, we really did play with just joy. And with everything going on, that's kind of been hard to do. And tonight was the night that we all just like clicked, and we had fun, and we did it for Steph, and we did it for everyone in the locker room. And so that third quarter almost got away from us, but we dialed it in, and we went on a run, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, tonight's second quarter with that big lead was very similar to the 20-point lead you built against Las Vegas. And it seemed, watching those two stretches, that's about as well as you guys can play for a stretch. How do you maintain that for the whole game?
Yeah, I mean, the law of averages are gonna happen. Like, we were 11 for 14 from 3 in the first half, maybe 11 from 13, and we still finished it shooting it really well from the 3-point line, but I think at times we have to do a little bit better job of understanding, sequence of the game. I think when we came out in the third quarter, it was like missed shot, tough shot, turnover. Then we kept fouling them, and they were scoring. Then we had to have Steph use a timeout. So I think as a point guard, like, just understanding sequence of the game a little bit better, and you want to like get us into stuff, get us into something we really know it's going to work, get us a quick bucket. But I think for us, like, it never felt like we were backpedaling, even though they did go on their run. It never felt like we were, kind of on our heels. Like, we knew they were going to go on a run, and we knew we were going to come back and respond. I didn't feel like we were on our heels, and I think in the Vegas game, we were on our heels a little bit, especially in the third quarter. Like, we still obviously played well offensively in the third quarter tonight, and that was not the case versus Vegas.
Caitlin, you guys only have one game with over 13 turnovers in the last 6 games. Tonight you only had 11. What do you feel like has gotten better in that department for you guys in terms of taking care of the ball and connectivity?
Yeah, our goal is 12 every night. Like, I'm pretty sure our record is basically undefeated when we have 12 or less turnovers. So that's a big stat for us. And this isn't a team that necessarily is going to turn you over. That's not really just what they do. So you really need to limit them because those are just easy buckets for them. But I think in return, like, we did a really good job of scoring off of their turnovers. I think we had 20 points off of their turnovers or something like that. So, that's a big focus point, probably a top 3 key to win every single time we're going into a game is we want to be 12 or less.